Welcome to the Wake Up Podcast. I am so excited that you're here. Listen, these podcasts are best listened to in the morning because we are waking up not only our bodies from sleeping, but we're waking up our minds, we're waking up our focus, we're waking up our calling, and we are following the breadcrumbs that God has left for us throughout the day over our life to tell us exactly what to do next. So stop saying that you don't know what to do. Stop feeling overwhelmed. Stop living in the valley and start walking into your calling. So I'm so excited you're here. Welcome to the show. So today we're going to talk about making reels and all of the tips and tricks and everything that I know about content on Instagram. Now, I am not an expert, but I have been studying and growing my brand online for the last 7.5 years. A lot has changed in the last 7.5 years, and things continue to change all the time. So I would say that it's very unrealistic to keep up with every change and trend and algorithm change. You might have heard that word algorithm before. An algorithm is really just the techie formula for how to get your stuff seen. And how social media works is it's free for all of us using it. Whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it's completely free for us to use it. And if something is free, it means that we're the product. So just kind of keep that in mind. We're the product being sold, and they're studying every single thing that we do. They're studying what makes us laugh, what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what irritates us, our beliefs in certain things, how old we are, what we buy. Do you know that when you go to buy something and it says that you can just buy it through your Amazon account by logging into your Amazon account? And then you're like, yes, I don't have to go get my credit card. I don't have to do anything. Like, I can just log into Amazon, my password's saved in my phone. It's so simple, and it buys it. The reason why it does that is because now they have access to your entire Amazon account of everything you've ever bought, everything you search for, and all of that. So they can really tap in and sell a lot better to their people, because there's 2 billion people on Instagram alone. Imagine how many people are connected to the internet in the entire world. The problem isn't that there's not enough people to buy someone's product. The problem is that they just have to find their ideal person. And that's really what creating a brand is anyway. We show up, we say, this is who we are, this is what you can expect, this is who I'm attracting, this is who I'm helping. And so if you don't fit those guidelines, you're really not attracted to that situation. Like when I grab my husband's phone and I go on his Facebook, I lose interest in 1 second. I'm like, this is what you look at? It's like boats and snowmobiles and mechanic style. I'm like, this is on Facebook. I didn't even know this existed on here. But that's his algorithm, because the longer these companies can keep us on our phones, the longer they can keep us scrolling, the more advertising they're able to show us. Because now on Instagram, there's an ad every 3 posts. Just scroll through Instagram and look, every 3 posts is a sponsored ad. It used to be every 7 posts. And before that, there weren't even ads. So they're realizing that the more time you're on the platform, the more ads you're going to see. They take all of your data and everything about you. There are people that they hire, and they literally just study how they interact with the platform. Now, that would be like a dream job. Just here you go, just scroll on Instagram all day, and we're going to study how you do it. And they want to see like how long you wait and then you scroll past, or you pull it back down and you read something and go back. They gather all of this intel about you, and that's the goal. More people are buying things online now than ever before. We were already moving to that click and order model away from brick and mortar. We saw like Toys R Us close, Kmart close, Blockbuster Video close, all these like staple businesses that we grew up with. And they were such a huge part of us, and they shut down and everything started going online. And then the pandemic happened and even more people were online. Then businesses were closed. So people were virtually working and working from home. And then now, since the pandemic has gotten better, the world realized we don't really need to shift back to how we were. This is working really well. And it's a lot more simple if we just tap into technology. So you can choose to sell products at a farmer's market, or to make a craft and sell it there, or to have a cleaning business and to promote it there, or to promote it in your local town's magazine, or like coupon book that you pass out in the mail. You can do that stuff, but people are finding that it's way easier to do things online. And so we've recorded 2 podcasts already. Episode 54 and 55 are Making Money Online, part 1 and part 2. And if you have not listened to those, you're going to want to go back and listen to both of those episodes. You can listen to this one too, obviously, and go through it. But both of those episodes really talk about how do you get to the point where you're making money online. By now, you have gone through my course, or you already know your purpose, you know who you're created for, you know your mission, your person, their pain points, everything about them. And you've already set up your Instagram, and now you're ready to go. You're like, I'm ready to be consistent. I'm ready to start posting. We talked about posting 2 times a day, posting 2 reels a day, I guess I should say, not just randomly posting things, but 2 reels a day. The algorithm is what's going to say if you're relevant or you're not. Because if you created a software and you had ads running and you wanted to sell as much as possible, you would want people as addicted and intrigued and into this platform as possible, because the longer they're on it, the more ads they're seeing, the more things they're buying, the more money you're making. So what they do is they study you, because they want to make sure they're showing you the best things that are going to keep your attention on the platform. When I go on my husband's, I'm off the platform in a minute. They don't want that to happen. They want you totally engulfed. And that's why when you grab your phone and you weren't even going to check your Instagram or TikTok, you were going on your phone to respond to a text message, all of a sudden you find yourself on the Instagram app scrolling. And you're like, okay, what am I doing? I wasn't even going on here to check anything. Like, get off of it. We honestly are addicted. There are a lot of documentaries out there on Netflix that can show you and can teach you about all of this stuff and how it really does affect your brain, and the dopamine that it hits in your brain when you see that someone likes your stuff or someone comments or mentions you. And it really does fire these things in your brain to make us more addicted and attached and attracted to this. It is insane how they've built these platforms and how they've been able to get people addicted into them. Now, we're going to use them for our own business and our own brand to make an impact, to spread the good news, to teach someone, to validate someone, to encourage someone, to love on someone. Whatever your brand is doing, maybe you're inspiring other moms to start homeschooling their kids, or you're educating someone on why they should take supplements or put their health first, or you're trying to validate someone and teach them that they're enough and they're worthy and they're a good enough mom, or you're trying to relate to someone and be super funny and just share everyday things that happen. Whatever you're showing up for, you want people to see your stuff, because if you're going to do the work, you might as well get paid for it, and it might as well work for you. Instead of working harder, let's work smarter and find the hacks and things that we can do so that we can show up and make an impact online easy and fast. I'm building this business online and a brand online because I don't want to have to go to work. I don't want to have to Monday through Friday. Okay, now I have to go to work. Now I have to do this. I don't want to do that. But in the real world, I need to make money. I need to be doing something. I need to be contributing. I want to be doing something bigger. So why I love building a brand so much online is because you can make money, but you can still live out your life how you want it to. Most people have this backwards where they decide, okay, I'm going to start an online business. Well, now it's just going to consume every minute of my life. And 24/7, I'm working this business and I'm on my phone 12 hours a day and I'm in front of my computer because it's a lot of stuff to do, filming and creating and just figuring out what to do, making the plan and then executing it. It's a lot of work. And for me, once I finally figured out who I was going to show up for, I was like, okay, now I need to be posting twice a day. That's a lot of posts. And I started it as a 30-day challenge where I was going to post one reel a day for 30 days because I wasn't posting any reels. And I just said, okay, I'm going to start one reel a day for 30 days just to be consistent and learn how to make reels and show up and put myself out there. It was hard. It was so hard, but I did it. I was on my phone way more than I wanted to. I was triggered by a ton of things that were happening in my life. And it felt like it was all I was doing. I felt like I was doing that and it was taking me 40 hours a week. And I just remember thinking, if I'm going to be working 40 hours a week, I would rather be working at a business so that I can shut my brain off after the 40 hours and completely separate it and come home, not have this guilt and stress that I should be working my business 24/7 because my business is also my life. And it's very unhealthy when people do that. When you're working like nonstop and that's all you're doing is working your business. I mean, it really is draining because posting on social media can be a very full-time job. You can post on, so you can be like, okay, I'm going to post on social media and it can fill up 40 hours a week. Like it really can. And then guess what? Then you hear someone say, you should be posting 3 times a day. And then you're like, great. It's already taking me 40 hours. Like now I'm going to do three videos a day and then 4 videos a day. And you should do 6 stories a day. And you should do 2 carousels a day and 1 regular post a day. And it's so confusing. And it's like, what do I post about? What do I even do? And I remember sitting down and thinking, okay, I need to post twice a day. So I'm going to post in the morning and in the afternoon. And I remember being like, okay, I need to post. So I would grab my phone and I would be like, okay, what am I going to post? Like, what am I going to do? And my kids would be like, Mom, we're hungry. Come make us food. And my dogs need to be fed. And my house was a disaster. And it was triggering because I was trying to focus on my own business and be on my phone when I was supposed to be doing other things in my house. And I was doing this for freedom, but I didn't feel free. I felt the opposite of free. I felt like a prisoner to my phone. And some days I still feel like that. I feel like I'm shackled to social media and I take some time off. I've shared before that I don't post on the weekends usually, and I don't really care. I don't care if my algorithms go down, if Instagram says I'm not relevant anymore and they don't show my stuff to as many people. I don't care because I have to set boundaries and I can't have this to do in the back of my head constantly of what am I posting today? What am I posting today? So there are some things that I found out and some hacks and things I do. Siri's trying to talk to me. Things I do in these hacks that really have helped me. And I know we have Alicia on and April on now, and both of them have done a ton of studying and researching and have had a lot of practice and experience with reels. April actually has a brand where she teaches people how to show up on Instagram. So basically, once you create your brand and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go, I have my Instagram set up, April would be your person that you would go to after to be like, okay, now what do I do? Like, how many times a day should I post? What times of day should I post? How do you get your words on your reel at certain times? How do you transition into another reel? How do you go back and trim your clip? How do you get your words to match perfectly to your lips? She helps you do all of that stuff. Now, that's not my area of expertise. I do know some of that because I've been on the platform, but April knows a lot more when it comes to being a creator and showing up and doing stuff like that. Now, Alicia, same thing. So if either of you girls have anything as I'm talking that you want to add in and say like what you do and what you found regarding reels and making them in content, feel free to chime in or put it in the chat if you don't want to unmute yourself. But the first thing that you want to do is get a list, and you can buy, I love whiteboards. I talk about my whiteboards all the time and how much I love them. But you can get whiteboards, and you can get these, like I have these big ones, and like the whole thing is a magnet. And I will use this to plan my content. And I will start with writing down a list of as many things I can think of that my ideal person needs to hear. What do they need to hear? So think of your brand and your person. What do they need to hear today? What are their frustrations? What are their fears? What are their limiting beliefs? What is confusing them right now? What is information they're getting that's not accurate and true? And making a list as long as you can of every single thing you can think of that you want to share with them. And the reason why I like to keep it on a whiteboard is so that you can put it up somewhere. If you don't have anything magnetic around where you work, then you can get a piece of paper and just tape it on your wall. I'm huge on putting stuff on the walls. Don't just put it on your desk. Don't just put it in a notebook. It's not going to stand out. You're not going to remember it. It's not going to really sit with your soul as if you put it in front of you. If you don't have a workspace where you're working and you're doing your stuff and all you have is a phone, you should think about investing in a laptop. You can get a laptop for like $200. What can you sell? What can you do for work to make a little extra money to have a laptop? And create a space in your house where it's going to be your workplace. And you don't always have to work from that place. Obviously, you have the freedom to do what you want. But if you can keep all your work stuff in one spot and you can put stuff on the walls and you can go there, like you don't have to have a big house. I don't have a big house at all. My house is actually very tight with 6 people living in here, and we've made things work. Like this office that you see is literally so small. Like this is it. What you see in the picture is so small. And we made this, it's actually part of a bedroom. We cut the bedroom down smaller and turned this into an office because I wanted a private space where I can close the door and my family doesn't bother me. So if I say I have 1 hour, I got to work and do some stuff, it's 1 hour of uninterrupted time that I can really dive in and get stuff done, instead of sitting in the living room on my phone while my kids are watching a movie and trying to talk to me. And I'm trying to like get in my head and figure out and plan content. So April turned the little corner in her bedroom into a workspace. She put up some sticky wallpaper so she feels good, and got a table and a chair and all, like, I mean, you don't have to have a huge house and tons of space to have a place. Even if you want to make a place in your living room, buy a desk on Facebook Marketplace, post and say, does anyone have a free desk they want to give us? You can find stuff for super cheap. But if you have a little space, it's going to help you a ton, because putting stuff on the walls that you can see and having just a separate space, you don't want this to bleed into your own life. And especially if you're in the network marketing industry, you probably feel like your career is bleeding in with everything else that you do, because it's a lifestyle. It's not just one thing, it's a lifestyle. So that's overwhelming, and that leads to burnout. And you don't want to do that. You want to have boundaries and you want to separate this. And just because you work from home and you're home all the time doesn't mean you always have to be working. You can be successful by working 1 hour a day on an online business. So the limiting belief that we've been programmed to believe, like you can't make money unless you're working 40 hours a week, or you can't make money unless you're working super hard, that was programmed into us from a young age. And we have that limiting belief of, I'm not good enough unless I have a job that's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, paying me benefits and paying me a salary. Like, that's what we think. Like, April says thumbs down. Like, we think like, oh, good for you. Good for you that you got a job like that. That's amazing. And when other people don't have a job like that, it's like they're looked down upon. Like, oh, you don't have a real job? Oh, so you're not paid a salary? They're not giving you benefits? Oh, you should look for a different job. Well, no, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for freedom, and you might have to go get a job for a little bit, which is what April just did. And that's why she hasn't been on the call so much. But she's like, right now in this phase of my life, I need to go get a job, work. And while I'm working, and I think that that's a great tip. If you're trying to build a business online and you have this huge vision and goal of something amazing, like you're going to write a book, or you're going to have a course one day, or you're going to inspire and do master classes, or you just have this idea of, I'm going to do something big online. If you're counting on it to pay your bills right now, it's going to be very stressful, and you're going to be in a different perspective, and it's just not going to work because you need it to work to pay your bills. So you're no longer working out of abundance and joy and happiness and love. You're working out of stress and fear and doubt, and this has to work, and why are my customers not coming, and why is this not coming together, and I got to pay my bills. My tip to you is go get a job that pays the bills and work on this on the back, and just think, this job is temporary. It's paying my bills and my lifestyle right now while I build this business over here, and I can leave this business when this business is ready. And you take the stress off of it, because you'll start seeing people as dollar signs, and you'll no longer care about their best interest. You're going to care about, you got to feed your family. You have to pay your mortgage. You have to pay your rent, or they're going to evict you. And nobody wants to run a business like that. April just said that. You don't look at people like numbers, which we don't like to do. And she said, if I lost my Instagram when I solely depended on that, I went, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. It would have broken me, because we shared a couple episodes ago how April's Instagram account was just wiped. Like, all of a sudden they're like, nope, your account's gone. And there was nothing she could do about it. And right, if that was your sole income and you needed that and it was white, right, what would you have done? So it's cool how God knows what's coming and what to do, and how he works everything for our good. I love that. But you don't want this business to become stressful and you just loathe doing it. That's what the devil wants you to do. You're doing this for freedom. So if you have to write that somewhere and say, I'm building my brand online for freedom and happiness and abundance, write that down and stick it in front of you so that you can see it over and over and over and over again. And you don't let the fear get in your head. You don't let the stress get in your head. You also can say, to be successful, I'm going to work 1 hour a day, and put that up. Affirmations and I am statements are so great to read and to see, because they're in front of you and you see them and you know and you believe them. So making a master list of every single thing your person could need from you. And I recommend praying first before you make this list. God knows your ideal person better than you do. So Lord, give me outside of box ideas. Bring me wisdom. Holy Spirit, guide me. Help me to make this list of what my person needs. How can I help them? And if you've gone through my branding course at mentoringthemasses.com, there's an exercise we do during that course where it has you define your person, everything they need, their passions, their story, their hangups, their heartbreaks. And so you can take that list and you can turn it into all of your content that you need to do. So you get this master list of all of these ideas. And then we talked a little bit on the first call, episode 54, about research and taking time to research and go through the hashtags that are comparable to your hashtags. So my brand is teaching Christian women how to co-create their life with God to build a brand online. So if you go into the app called Hash Me and you type in Jesus, it'll give you the top 30 hashtags that people use around the word Jesus. So if you're selling makeup, you can type in makeup and it'll give you the 30 words regarding makeup that people use as hashtags. If you're selling scrapbooks, same thing. If you want to attract moms, same thing. So think of the different hashtags. You're going to do some research in Hash Me, find those hashtags, go on Instagram, type in hashtag makeup artist or whatever you want to find, and look at what other people are doing that are using that hashtag. When you see something that you feel like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. That looks simple. Whatever you feel like is simple and you could do. Just start small. Just start with, oh, that's so easy. You know, somebody doesn't, if you're nervous to show your face and you're like, I can't even imagine making a reel and showing my face. Like it's so embarrassing and I just overthink it. Look for reels where people aren't showing their face and think like, oh, I could totally do something like that. And it would fit in these guidelines of who I'm talking to. And as you scroll and you see stuff, now do this like in a relaxing time. Remember, you don't have to sit at a desk in this office space to be successful. Now, if you need to shut out your family and you have a busy house and you need space alone and you don't have time when they're at school, or maybe you have a bunch of little kids right now and you don't get a break from them, then get creative because you're creating a life that's fun and free. So it's getting warmer out. Praise the Lord. You can do this outside, laying in a hammock in the sun. Like you can do this at the beach. If you're by yourself, go sit by a body of water and do this if you feel better. Go lay in your bed and do this. My bed brings me so much joy. It is my favorite place in my whole entire house. And I love to lay in my bed. And my bed is right off my kitchen. And I'm always in my bed. Like all the time, like I just got to get in my bed. I love to lay in my bed. It brings me so much joy and happiness. I can work in my bed. I can do that. That's fun for me. It brings me joy. I can do that. You can go take a bath and do this research. You can multitask self-care and do this. You can go to the gym and while you're on the bike or you're walking on the treadmill or you're walking outside, you can do this and you can scroll and you can research. So be creative about it. What's going to make this feel fun? You should be thinking of every single thing you do in your day for work and business. How can I make this more fun than it is? And really think about that. How can I make this more fun? Because the more fun you have, the more you're going to attract abundance and success. Because you're ready for it. You're open for it. You're happy. You're creating this energy that's around you. When you're stressed out and you're fearful and you're worried, as Florence Scovel Shinn says, you miss tricks around you. You're fearful and you're worried. So something pops up and is like this opportunity and you're worried that it's not going to work and you're fearful. And so you're like, I can't even do that right now. I can't even look at that. Or you have anxiety. And so you start ignoring your text messages and ignoring your messages when they're customers and people that are saying, I want your products, or they potentially could want your products, but now you're anxious and worried and you're over analyzing and overthinking and you have guilt and shame and all these things about your business and you feel like a failure. So you're avoiding your phone now when you have this person that could be your next amazing distributor or customer. And I'm preaching to myself too. I do this exact same thing. And I have to remember, like, let's have some fun. Let's do this and let's have some fun. And you have this list and you're researching and you're saving things. So when you find a reel that you like and that you feel like you could recreate, the bottom right-hand corner, there's the little flag bookmark. You click on that and a screen will pop up and you can click save to collection. And when you click on that, you're able to create a folder where now you can organize the things you're saving. So completely up to you, however you want to do them. If you want to make a bunch of reels where you have a folder that's called faceless, and anything you find that doesn't include showing your face, making into a reel, you want to save into that folder. So then on a day when you're not ready or you're not feeling it, you don't want to show your face, you have a whole folder of ideas of things you can do where you're not showing your face. Maybe you are, maybe you're selling supplements or health and wellness or fitness and nutrition, and you want to make separate ones where you have a folder for meal prep ideas and you have a folder for inspiration ideas. And then you have a folder for food, meals and recipes. Like, get creative and think of how you want to organize this. You also can just click save and it'll just save it to one folder of all your saved. There's always a master saved folder of everything you've ever saved. So most of the time I'll just save them and they'll just go to that big folder. And so you have this going. And now when I am going to film, I make sure that I'm ready. Now, you don't have to. Instagram is really liking, and so is TikTok, really liking the realer content. Like where people didn't spend an hour doing their makeup perfectly and picking out the perfect outfit and having the best background and the best script and looking perfect. Praise God, those days are over, and people like real and raw. They even prefer to not have a filter on your video. Now, I know that's hard, and I'm still in that boat of I need to remove the filter, but I have more confidence when I have a filter. And so it's all just a work in progress. Do not compare yourself to other people. Even if there's changes you know you need to make in your business, don't beat yourself up over them. Give yourself grace. And in time, you will evolve and you will grow and you will change and you will apply these things you know you need to change, and it will all work out. So don't say, okay, well, I'm not ready to do that and I still want to use a filter, so forget it. I'm not even posting anything. No, you need to just be going out there and posting. If you're going to use a filter, I recommend using one that's more natural looking than the ones that are really filtered, where you look like super tan and your eyes are like the brightest baby blue color you've ever seen in your life. Like, obviously that doesn't really look like you. And when people see that, they immediately feel like you're inauthentic, you're fake, you're trying to be someone you're not, and they do not feel connected to you. Pay attention to the next time you see someone use a really heavy filter. Go to their page and look to see if they've used that filter consistently. They probably have. And just see how you feel about their page. How do I feel about this? Versus when people don't use a filter and they have acne and they have wrinkles and they have freckles and they have a double chin and their hair's a little fried on the end. And, like, that's okay. Like, you actually do feel more drawn to that type of video versus this like perfectly looking video. If anything, the perfect looking videos with really high filters, they make people feel bad about themselves. Like, okay, you look so beautiful and perfect all the time. Like, I feel like crap looking at your stuff because I don't look like that. And a filter is so important that you don't put on a heavy one when you're filming and when you're doing this. But what I do is I like to get ready and make sure that I'm ready to film. I pick 1 hour. So if you want to do 2 hours to start, maybe if that makes you feel better, or if you want to try 1 hour in the beginning, you can do. But schedule it in your day at a time that you don't have anything else that you need to be doing. And I like to schedule it around times where I know I'm going to be pumped up. I know I'm going to be in a good mood. So for me, when I record these podcasts or I do any kind of coaching call, it just fills my soul and I am just pumped up for the rest of the day. Like, I am just ready to go. And the best time for me to film is on Mondays and Wednesdays, right after I'm done doing the podcast and I get everything uploaded, I get my daughter situated, and then I know that during her nap time, it's like time to go. I have 2 hours. No one's bothering me. 1 hour. Sometimes no one's bothering me. No one's here. My 2 kids are at school. My other 2 kids are preoccupied. Like it works for me. Also pick a time that you're already ready and excited. Like if you have date night coming up on Friday, then get ready an hour early and have a glass of wine if you want. Do a little pregame. If you're going to go out and have a couple drinks with your husband, or you're going to go do something, like have a little cocktail and go on and film yourself while you're already ready and you're excited to go out. Or I used to do a lot of my filming right after church on Sunday, like years ago, because I would get all done up for church. And I'm like, this is a perfect time to film and record because I'm already ready. I'm inspired from God's word, and I can show up as my best authentic self. Now on Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days where I don't do any kind of coaching. I don't film podcasts or have Zooms. It's my time with my kids. I drive my daughter to preschool. I sometimes stay and help. I go to the gym at that time. They're usually days where I'm not really ready. I'm not really thinking about how to be creative and what I want to do. I'm just kind of in like mom mode. And that's not a good time to try to film and create reels because I'm focused on other things. So you need to figure out what days are going to work for you. You really need 1 hour a week to film. That's it. And if throughout the week you're doing research and you're scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and you're saving stuff in the folder of, oh, I could do that. Yeah, I can totally do that. Maybe start with just like lip syncing, where you just like say the thing back. Maybe it's like a really quick thing and you're like, oh, I could totally do this. And I could recreate their video. Just start by recreating other people's videos. That's the best way to start. Now, Instagram has recently come out with an algorithm change where they say that they're going to start showing the accounts who are creative and original that aren't just replicating a trend. So if everyone is saying this same trend where you're moving your lips and doing the same way, they're going to actually show those videos to less people because they're realizing that people want to see more authentic, real, normal things. So don't always stay in that I'm going to replicate this forever. But it's a really great thing to do when you're just trying to get comfortable posting reels in the beginning and just doing this. Yes.
I just want to echo that. So, and just give an example. The other day I posted, it was like a video, one of the Paxil videos, and I just put writing on it, and I did like all my own writing, and I used a song that I don't think was really trending or anything, and I had the most views that I've had on any reel since I got my new account.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's so good. And we talked about Pexels on episode 55 at the very end of it. Episode 54. At the very end of episode 54, like the very last 10 minutes, I talk about Pexels. And if you watch my YouTube video on that one, you can scroll it to the end, slide it to the end, and you can watch me screen share and show you it's Pexels, Pexels. And it's a free website where they show videos that you can save and download, and then you can send them to your phone and use them to make reels. So you can search for like someone walking in a field, someone driving a car, someone prepping a meal, someone making dinner. Like you can check what someone doing their makeup, a shelf of makeup, like anything for your thing. And it's amazing. And that's great to know, Alicia, that it got all the views and that it worked because it was original content. So you will start to see that your original content will have more. April says, where do you find these video and reels to mimic? So I just search hashtags. So I go on Instagram and I do hashtag Jesus or one of my 30 from Hash Me that are about Jesus. So hashtag Christian woman, hashtag Christian mom. And because that's my brand, that's who I'm looking to attract. So I'll go on there and I'll just scroll and look at people's reels. And I see people. And remember, the algorithm wants you to see the things you want to see and really connect with. And so if there is something in someone's account that you're like, oh, this is exactly what I'm doing. Like, let's say you're selling makeup and you see someone else's account who's selling makeup and they're making reels and they look amazing. Is someone who's doing something similar to you, like all of their videos, because every single time you like their reels and their posts, Instagram is like, oh, look, Caitlin really likes this person. So we're going to keep showing Caitlin this person's account to keep her on the platform longer. And so whatever you like, you'll start to notice your feed is going to be filled with stuff like this. So I try to only like the things that are my brand. So when I go on Instagram, I don't really have to search for hashtags anymore. My main feed is my brand. It is Christian women who are unfulfilled, mental health stuff, healing, branding stuff. It's all on there to scroll and be able to do. And then you just save it with the little flag on the bottom right, and it goes into the folder. In order to access that folder and find it, if you're on the app and you are on your profile page, so you click the I think the bottom left corner is like your profile, and you get to your page, the top right, there's 3 lines. And when you click on those lines, a menu bar will pull up and you'll see a thing on there that says saved. And when you click on that, it's all the things that you've bookmarked and saved. You'll see all your folders. If you have multiple folders on there, you'll see them on there. And then that's how you can access them. So when you have your time scheduled where you're like, okay, I'm going to record my reels and I'm going to do this tomorrow at 5 o'clock, a few things that you're going to need in order to do this are, you're going to need to figure out where in your house has the best lighting and the best background. So take your phone when you get off this call and open on like, make a new reel, like pretend like you're going to make a new reel, or just open your camera. You can just open your camera and face it forward to you and walk around your house and turn your body and see like where you have the best lighting and where it looks the best. So usually facing a window will bring the best lighting to you. And a tip is to turn off your lighting in your house and use natural lighting. So it's better to film videos during the day when the sun's out than it is at night, but I have some tricks for at night. So I try to film all my stuff during the day. And I have a couple windows based on the time of day where my sun is and where it looks the best. Now, you don't want to just pick a window and record, because I have a lot of windows where my background looks terrible. Like, I have 2 really good windows in my living room, but my background, you see my entire living room into my kitchen, and it's really dark, and it just there's too much going on in the background for it. So I recommend finding somewhere where you can be like at a window, and you can literally just kind of, if this is the window, you can kind of just like turn yourself. And if there's a wall right here, you can turn yourself and still have the light, but now the wall's right behind you. You can also move stuff in your house to have your background look better. So I have a plant in my living room that I sometimes will move next to my bed when I film stuff in my room, and I have the plant there and it looks cute, and it's like adds this little pop of something. So you can take things throughout your house and move them when you film, if you want to do this, so that you can have a cuter background. Make sure you look in the background of things to make sure there's like, you can look real. You don't have to have a perfect background, but just make sure that it's what you want it to look like. And being outside is another huge one. Type of reel that gets a lot of engagement and views is when your background is changing all the time and it's something outside, like buildings in a city, or being at the park or in the woods, or being by a bridge or a river, things like that. So think and get creative too. Like, where can I go in my town that I can make some reels and it would really just engage and attract more people? Like, is there a nature trail by your house? And you can walk down the nature trail and you can video yourself. There's this guy who is a male Christian mentor, and he does all of his reels while he's walking, and he's walking in all different places. And as he's walking, he's literally just like, so I realized this yesterday and I want to share with you guys. I was talking with my wife, and like literally just talks as he's walking, but because he's walking, it's intriguing. So he does that every single time. So don't make this harder for yourself than it needs to be. It's up to you. You can be the person that's creative with this. And there are a million things to do. And I think that's why it's so overwhelming, because there's so many options. And so what do I do? But as you're researching and looking at people's videos, think, what do I want to do? What would be fun for me? What would be simple for me? Because it doesn't have to be complicated. It needs to be simple. What is going to work for you? So when you set your timer and you know where you're going to be, or the few places that you can be, also think, do I need props for these videos? So some things that I use is I use my journal, because I'll show like writing in my journal or something like that. I also will have my Bible, because a lot of reels that I record, I'll show like parts in my Bible or something like that. I also have, oh, I thought it was right here. I also have, oh, it's in the other room. I also have this microphone that I bought on Amazon for like 15 bucks. And it's just a cute microphone. And I actually bought it for my daughter, but I stole it and I use it as a prop now because I like it and it's cute. So those are some of the props that I keep with me. I also will keep like a coffee or something, because sometimes like in a video, if you have a coffee and you're like, you know, some of the stuff you don't even have to talk or do anything. People will just have words come up on the screen. And so you can just like sit there and like drink your coffee and just film it and like stare out the window. Like honestly, like some of the videos that I've gotten the most views on are things where I didn't have to move my lips or learn how to recite something. It was just like my face, or I was sitting there like praying, like sitting here with my eyes closed praying, like so easy. And if you're already doing something, so if you're selling makeup and you're going to be posting reels, film yourself every time you do your makeup. Whether you post it right there or not, film it, because you can film it and then you can put it on fast forward and you can put words on the screen about like worthiness or about whatever you're trying to teach, inspire, or educate them on. There are some tools too that you can go and buy that'll make it easier to do this. So if you go on Amazon and you just type in like influencer tools, all kinds of stuff will pop up. Or filming tools, all kinds of stuff will pop up. There is this suction cup thing that I just bought that suction cups to a window or a mirror, and your phone goes right on it. So that's super simple if you're doing makeup tutorials or you want to film at the window. You don't have to like try to prop your phone up. Or I do have a couple of these like tripod stands that I can set up. These are like 10 bucks you can get. Just like a phone tripod. And that's nice because then you can bring it outside, you can change the height, you can do it in all different places. That's something super cheap. Also, if you have a birthday coming up or an anniversary or a Christmas list going already, put this stuff on your list. Have other people buy this for you. If you need a whiteboard for your business so you can write out content, put that on a list. Text your mom and say, hey, if you ever need to buy me a gift, I need a whiteboard. So don't forget, that's what I need. Like tell people these gift ideas. It doesn't have to be you putting in your money. These are great gift ideas. And most of the things that I have been gifts for birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, things like that. So there's things, the other thing is I just bought shadow box lights. So they're the things that photographers have, where they're the two stands and they're big and black and they have like the white paper over them and they're bright, super bright. I bought them on Amazon. They came in a 2-pack and they were $100. Now you don't have to buy this if you don't have the money to invest. I just bought this, but a ring light is actually not made to be your only source of light on your face. So if you're filming at night or in the evening and you turn a ring light on in front of you, it's actually going to wash out your skin, and it's going to make everything behind you be really dark. Then if you use your lighting in your house, it makes this kind of like yellow, weird, grainy look on your camera. And if your video quality isn't clear, people won't watch your reels all the way through, because people want clarity. People want HD. They want the best pixels ever. They want to see clarity. So a shadow box, 2 of them are really great, and it lights you up, and you can film at night now and you can't even tell. It looks really bright. So just kind of think of tools that you can collect over time, things where you're like, oh, that would be cool to have something like that. Or, maybe you want to they have peel and stick wallpaper. They actually have it at that little dollar section at Target when you first walk in. They have that all the time at my Target. And it literally is just peel and stick wallpaper. It's what April P uses as her background in her room. You don't have to wallpaper your whole wall. Find a wall in your house that has nothing on it. Like I use my one in my toy room. There's nothing on the wall in this section. The whole room is trashed with toys, but the section of the wall behind me has nothing on it. And you can put peel and stick. You could do like black and white polka dot. You could do, yes, corner walls work great for that. Put it in the middle, so it's right behind you. You can do tan, you can do a pattern, you can do a tropical look, you can do leaves, whatever, to make it look cute and to make it pop. And then that's kind of your signature. It's what you're known for. Like, oh, look, it's that girl with that cute polka dot wallpaper again. That's something I'm saying polka dots, because I see this girl who has this cute polka dot wallpaper and I want it. And because I'm like, that is so cute. I want to be able to do that. And I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to put it up. So just think of like, what are ways that I can make this cuter? And I can kind of develop a signature over time. But if you have all your stuff together, you have an hour carved out, you're ready, you're amped up and excited and pumped up because you have plans or you're in a good mood that day, and you have no interruptions, then you're going to go into your saved part of your Instagram. So click on the 3 lines at the top right, click saved. You can click on your folder and you can find all the reels that you saved. Now find the one that you want to start with. And when you click on it at the bottom where it says the audio, click on the audio and it'll show you all the other reels that were made with that audio. So I'll use that to give me some creative inspiration too. Like, what did other people do? Let me see. And as I'm looking and I think like, oh yes, I can totally do this. This is cute. Then I record it, and sometimes it takes me 5 or 6 takes. Once you really get on a roll, and if you can get good at creating these when you feel really creative, there's like 1 week out of the month where I am super, super creative. And it's around my cycle. So you should be tracking your menstrual cycle, because it's proven that there's certain times with the way your body works where you are clear-headed, you are creative, you are excited, you are a brand new creation. You just feel like different. And if you don't track it, I would just start by having a note section in your phone and tracking like the day. Like yesterday, I started having super, super bad cramps, like really bad. And so I put it in my phone and wrote May 10th, really bad cramps. And then today I woke up and felt like super alive and just ready for the world. And so I wrote May 11th, clarity and happiness. Just write your symptoms and how you're feeling through the day. And after you get about 2 months worth, and you don't have to do every day, just do it like when you think about it. And over a month, then when the next month comes, you'll be able to compare and see like, oh yeah, look, I was crabby. I was in a bad mood. I was really tired and had cramps from the 10th until the 13th. So you'll start to see like your chunks of your days. There is a week, it's at the last week of every month, where I just feel so creative, and I can sit down and record reels, and I can do more than 20 in an hour. And I can get most of them on the first take because I'm just creative. I'm just on the ball. Sometimes I sit down to do this and it just is like a block. It's just a total block where I cannot get in the groove. I can't get my lips to match. I'm frustrated. I don't like how I look. And put it down. Like, put it down and step away. Caitlin says you can also get rolls of paper from the dollar store and clip it up behind you. And then you can change it when you want. Oh, wrapping paper works too. Amazing. So simple, right? You don't have to. I even had a friend who would tack up a sheet behind her. It was like this colorful sheet. It looked so cute. You'd have no idea that it was just a sheet in her kitchen. Like, it looked really cute. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, the paper studio. So this is a whole book of all different pieces of paper. Oh, see, beautiful. Oh my gosh. Adorable. I love that. And you know what that's also good for? And I bought these on Amazon. This is also good for, like, yeah, you can put these up and they're all different ones. But what these are good for too, and those papers that you just showed, to put down and like on a desk. And if you sell a product, you can put this product on it. Or if you're just going to post about like your coffee and you just want to post a picture and you're holding something, it looks so cute. And it looks like you live in this huge, awesome, beautiful mansion, or you're in this like clear place. If you also shine a ring light on what you're doing, now it makes the quality of your video even better. Pro tip, clean off your camera lens every single time you take a picture. Use your shirt and just wipe it off every single time. Yes, look at that. She put her makeup on there and has it so cute. And that just looks so, so great. I love that. So there's tons of things that you can do when it comes to, you know, aesthetics and how things look. You're going to learn things over time. Like, over time, you'll be like, oh, I want to buy this. I want to try this now. I want to do this. You'll get more comfortable. But when you go to click and record your reel, this is how I do so many so fast. Once I get the recording done, I save it to my draft and I go on to the next one. So all I'm doing is the actual filming of the video and I'm saving it to my draft. Now, if you log out of your Instagram, you will lose all of your drafts. So whatever you do, do not log out of Instagram. And randomly, Instagram can log you out, which has happened to me, and you lose all your drafts. So if you want to save them in your phone, after you make them, after you record the reel, there will be this little icon at the top that has like a line with a down arrow, and you can click on that and it'll save it to your phone. So you don't lose it. It won't save the audio with it if you do it like to a song. So you'll just have to add that after. But yeah, so I just record the video portion and I save it and I try to do as many as I can. Sometimes I take my, blankets work well for flat lays too, for texture. Yep. I take, so I film in my toy room where I have my lights set up and everything like that. I will take like 3 or 4 shirts and a scrunchie in there with me, and I will change my shirt and I will put my hair up, or I'll change my glasses. I have like a million pairs of glasses. So I'll just change my glasses and throw my hair half up, half down, and change my shirt, or throw on a jacket, put on a necklace, take off my earrings, like just something to look a little bit different. Now, you don't have to. You could definitely post the same outfit and you can post 20 reels with the same out and nobody's going to care, but it's just up to you if you want to do that. And so I'll record all of these, I'll save them. And then I go in and I add what I want on the video. So if I'm going to post a video where I am praying and I'm on my hands and knees and I'm praying and there's just like soft music in the background, then I figure out, what do I want to say in this video? So this is where your list that you made at the beginning really comes in handy, of what does your ideal person need to hear? What do they need to know? And I will look at that and I will use some of those and say, oh, okay, my person needs to know that they are chosen and anointed to do whatever it is at their task. So I'm going to like put the words on the screen about that. And I'll make this whole video about that, or whatever one really resonates with you when you're looking at the list and you're seeing the video you created. Now, I have a bunch of videos, maybe 15 in my drafts right now that I'm just not ready to put words on them. I don't really know how I want to do them yet. They're cute and it was creative and I liked how I did it, but I'm just not ready. So I just leave them alone. I just really like click on the videos first that I feel like drawn to, I feel creative towards. I feel like, yes, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this video. Put the words on the screen. Make sure you have a call to action. So on the very last screen, the very last part of your video, you have something that says either like caption or link in bio or like and follow for more, or like this if you can relate. You're telling them to take action. So make sure that is on there. Caption is like the best call to action that you can do. I guess the easiest one, not really the best one, but the easiest one, where you can just say caption with an arrow below. And so what I'll do is I'll put the words on all the videos that I want, like a couple of them. I'll click save as draft again, so it saves my changes. And then I will go in and I'll write the caption of what I want it to be. And then I will, at the bottom, you want to use hashtags. So I use the app called HashMe, like I said before, and I'll type in Jesus and it'll generate 30 hashtags around the word Jesus. And all you have to do is click it. It copies it for you, go into Instagram and it pastes it for you. It's super easy. And it even includes like 3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots to kind of like give you a space. And remember at the bottom of your caption, you should also have a call to action for their next place to go. So you can say like, follow me for more, like this if you can relate, comment below your favorite, whatever. Click my highlight makeup tutorials for more. Click the link in my bio for your free color match. Click, whatever it is that you're doing but make sure you're telling them another place to go after that, because people want direction. So they see your reel, it says caption, they read your caption, it says go to the highlight, they go to your highlight. So you're leading them through the breadcrumb trail. And then save that. And so now when it's time to post, I try to always have at least 2 videos completely done and ready to go at all times. So on my busy days, like today, I'm babysitting my cousin and I don't have to get off this call and think, what the heck am I going to post? Oh my gosh, I need to post something. I'm not ready. I need to film. I can't film today, because that means that you're not posting now. And that means that all your work that you just did, you're working 10 times harder instead of smarter, because now you're triggered, now you're stressed out, now you're annoyed, now your kids are irritating you, it's not coming together. So you start doubting, fearing, stress, guilt, shame, it all starts coming. And you don't want to do that. So if you can do 2 videos, like when you're in the bath or you're on the hammock swing or you're laying in bed in the morning and you're not up yet, you can do this. You can get it set up for the day. Do I have 2 videos set up? Or tonight when you're laying in bed before you go to bed, make sure you have 2 videos done and written on and ready to post for tomorrow, so that when you go there, you can literally click on it and just click post and it just automatically posts. Now, before I press post on any video, I always copy the entire caption. I highlight it and I copy it, and then I post the video, because sometimes when I post the video, all of a sudden the caption doesn't show up anymore. And you will have no idea what you wrote. And it'll be so frustrating. So if you make it a habit to just copy the caption, post, you wait. Don't be messing with the platform while you're waiting for it to post either. It'll make your video quality worse. So press post and just leave your phone. Make sure it doesn't go to sleep. Make sure it stays awake, but don't scroll. Don't click off that screen. Just let it upload. When it uploads, check and make sure that the caption is there. And if it's not, you can just click edit and you can paste the caption back in and click save. I'm telling you, it's like a huge hack. If you just get in the habit of doing that, there's been probably 10 times where I'm like, great, the caption's gone. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not even retyping it. I don't even care. So if you plan, so then you have all these videos in there, when they start to go low, when they start to really dwindle down, you know, okay, I need to look at my schedule and I need to pick another day to film. And then you can say, okay, next week I'm going to film and I'm going to do this. So if you stay ahead of it, you won't be overwhelmed and stressed out and just trying to fly by the seat of your pants. You will be on your best guard. You will be ready. You'll be posting. It'll feel good. You also won't have your face in your phone 24/7 because you have boundaries. And so you post. The only thing you need to do during the day is post 2 times. That's it. If you post 2 times, good job. Good enough. You can blow up and have millions of followers by doing that 2 times. That is all you need to do. So as long as you have them going, but what happens and what I see all the time is I'm like, are you posting? No, I'm not posting. Why are you not posting? Because I don't know what to post. Okay. You need to be proactive with it. You need to know who your person is. That's why we created the course for branding, because people were like, I don't even know what to post. What do I post? What do I say? Well, who's your person? What does that mean? I don't know. Well, who are you talking to? What do they need to hear? What do they want to hear? What is going to make them like this video or follow you? And so if you have this whiteboard or this piece of paper up on your wall with all of these ideas of things that your ideal person needs to hear, you can add to it really easily. You can be like, yeah, chances are you are the person that you're trying to attract. Maybe not the stage you're in right now, maybe the stage you were two levels ago, or 2 months ago, or 1 step ago. So think of, what do I need to hear? What did I need to hear? What did I need to know? What did I need to show up? What was I interested in? And chances are that kind of stuff will draw in your ideal person. And then the 90-day rule. Do this for 90 days. Don't judge the statistics and the engagement and the likes for at least 90 days. You are not allowed to judge it. Like you can be like, oh, that wasn't good. Like, what can I tweak? What can I do different? But you're not allowed to let it wreck you and feel like, oh my gosh, this isn't working. I'm never going to grow my followers. I'm never going to make it on Instagram. You're not allowed to stress out and freak out until it's 90 days. If it's been 90 days where you're posting 2 times a day and it's not working like you want, message me on Instagram and I will do a little audit for you. And I will tell you some of my tips and things that I see that are happening. So I hope that this helps you really start to be consistent with showing up online. You're not going to ever be perfect, and you're not ever going to know exactly what to post and what to do until you just get out there and start doing it. You get out there and do it. You realize how you feel, you change it, you go back. Like you just have to start posting it. Don't overanalyze. Don't say, oh, I looked ugly in that video. I don't like how I stuttered on that word. It does not matter. Post it anywhere. 2 times a day, post it. TikTok, they say to post 4 times a day. If you're on TikTok. Now that's just what they say. Now, do I do that? No. Should I? Yes. It's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. One day I'll be posting 4 videos a day. So I hope this helped you. If you need anything, please send me a DM. I would love to help you and walk through this. Listen to episode 54 and 55 with this one. And if you know anyone who's trying to grow their influence online, send them this podcast and hopefully it'll help them too. So thank you for being here live. Thank you for listening to the recording. We do not have a call on Friday. We're not going to do Friday calls anymore. So just Monday and Wednesday. So I'll see you guys back here on Monday. It'll give you plenty of time to get your content, get creative, and get it all done. Okay. Love you all. Thank you for being here. Have a great week. Bye. Thank you for listening and spending your morning with me. I pray that God blesses your day and that He helps you to see the calling that is on your life. Lord, help us to be obedient to what you've called us to do. Help us to walk in our day side by side with you and link with your power instead of trying to do it on our own. We know we cannot do this on our own, although we try. Please continue to help us and continue to lead us and guide us. We love you so much. In Jesus' holy name, amen. Have a blessed day. Thanks for being here. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Taryn Sarconi so that you can grow with me and you can learn how to get out of the valley, how to stay out of the valley, and exactly what to do to have the best life ever in 2022.